Hey, all, I put this presentation together. Had a few ideas on my mind, and I wanted to get them out. And I figured, what a great way to send out a message while you're sitting on the bus, hanging out, doing nothing. So hopefully you get something out of this. But in thoughts of the last couple of games, I've had some things running through my mind. Coaching staff has thought about a bunch of different things. So kind of put something together, and hopefully you gain something from it. So the question becomes, how did we get here at this moment in the season? With the Ice Cats. And so here are a couple of ideas I just will propose for you. I would say first and foremost, right out of the gates, the expectation was high for us. There was hype. Obviously, everybody was very excited that these programs could get together. We knew that we had some hockey players involved, and we knew that the possibility for success was there. Brand new, obviously anything that starts off as brand new is going to be exciting right out of the gates. We had a lot more kids than we've ever had in the Ice Cats program that were coming out. And obviously that kind of posed some very positive things, but it also posed some stress for some of you, I'm sure, as well. It was also exciting in terms of having some players come back together again who have played, at Western Maine for such a long time. To be able to kind of reunite some kids after, a high school year off and bantams and peewees and squirts for families to come back together again too. So that caused a little bit of excitement there too as well. Fan base was going to grow. We knew that we were going to get some fans to our games now. So all of these things, I'm sure, were running through your mind at the beginning of the year, having no real idea what the year was going to look like or who we were going to play or what kind of team we were going to be. The coaching staff, familiarity with the coaching staff. I know a lot of you guys have never played for me directly, but you have played for Coach Meisner. You know Coach Levering pretty well. I know who you are because obviously I was sitting in the stands watching most of those games as you guys were coming up through the youth program. So that was an exciting piece for us as well. New faces. We got some new faces coming in too, and we got to be able to deal with those types of things as well. When you've got guys who are getting a good amount of minutes who you don't really know, obviously it kind of affects the team dynamic. So that was somewhat of a little bit of an issue as well, as it is with most teams. I'd say the biggest thing we need to tackle is this idea of JV varsity mentality. We seem to think that if you're on the varsity team playing for the JV team is a step down, and it most certainly is not. I think the experience of a JV program allows us to be able to really define who the heck we are. And if there's anything I'm proud about, it's the fact that now that we're 2 JV games in, I realize now that the JV program is something to really put a lot of effort and energy into, because we've worn those jerseys proud in both of those games, and they've been fun to watch and fun to be a part of. Not saying the varsity hasn't, but I think for me as a coach, we go back and say, you know what, that's where the fun is. That is exactly where the fun is, to be able to play a game at that level. And understandably, they're 2 totally different levels, but I think our varsity team right now could learn a lot from our JV team. So interesting idea there. Desire, hunger. I think this is a key issue for us this year right now, currently sitting in the middle of January, not even a third of the way through our schedule. There's some ideas here that we really need to listen to and make sure that we're on track here. I throw up there food availability. When there's a lot of food at the table, it kind of makes you not hungry, kind of cuts into your desire for the ability to eat. And we need to make sure that we go out there, game in, game out, hungry to play. I think what happened is the expectations and the hype kind of put us up at a certain level that we expected to be a very successful team. We expected to be winning all of our games in some way, shape, or form. Coaching staffs talked about it, and we're as much to blame as anybody else in terms of the expectations and the hype. The reality is that you guys were overfed. We were all overfed for about a month as we look at practice and everybody skates so well. And not that the drills were going that well, but we have some kids who can skate and who can play. And I think we just assumed that we were going to be successful based upon the fact that we get some kids who can skate and who can play. The reality is that we just ate too much food. We had too much food available for us, and we lost our desire. We lost our hunger to go out there and compete game in, game out. Need to be consistent. Just because we have desire and hunger in one game doesn't mean it's going to come back for that next game. So we need to focus on that for the next game. How did we acquire that desire? How did we acquire that hunger to want to skate and want to move and want to compete in every game that we play? And again, I point back to our JV program and I say there's some desire there. There's some desire to play hockey from some of those guys. And if we can transfer that over to the varsity team, I think we'll be all right there. So, but we got to go in, game out. We got to make sure we're ready to play. We got to make sure we're hungry to go out there and play hockey. We can't wait to go out there and play hockey. We're ready to go. Mental toughness is a key issue for us. Anytime we get down, you can have desire. You can have hunger when things are going great. When it's a good feeling for you, when we're successful, you want to go out and have that success again, and you want to continue to have that success. Well, the problem is we haven't had that success on a consistent basis. So it starts to work on our mental toughness. We sit there and we say, are we sitting on the bench waiting for the wheels to fall off because we know they're going to at some point? Or are we sitting there saying, we are not going to let the wheels fall off the bus this time? We're going to go out and make it happen. And I'm not so sure we're doing a great job mental toughness-wise. Coaching staff included, me included. I think, again, with that expectation and that hype so high, so just almost we couldn't reach that level. We start thinking, okay, we've seen it before, we'll see it again, right? We will see it again. When we start to we stop skating. We stop competing for the puck. And then all of a sudden, if that happens 5 minutes into the first period, we mentally break down and we might as well give up at that point in the game because the game is over. It's over at that point. Team philosophy. Our team philosophy towards desire and hunger has to be a team philosophy. We can't have one or two guys hungry to go out there and play. We need to have all of us ready to go out and play because on any given shift, you're going to have 5 guys go out there and somebody's going to make a mistake. But what makes up for mistakes is desire and hunger. And you can't do anything about it when you're not hungry for the puck. You make a mistake, you sit back, you lick your wounds. And we need to make sure we get 5 guys, 5 players out there every shift who are ready for that to happen when a mistake is made. All 5 of you at the same time decide, we're hungry again. Let's go try this again. And everybody on the bench needs to see that as well. So it just can't be 1 or 2 players being hungry for a game. It's got to be the whole entire team or this isn't going to work. You got to find your fun in hockey again. I know it's not fun to lose, and I know it's not fun to be frustrated and to see the puck being flung around the rink and to be beaten by a team that you know you could beat 9 out of 10 times. But somehow, some way, we got to get back to finding fun with our team. I think we have a good amount of fun at practice. I think we have too much fun at practice. We got to find the fun in competition. We got to find the fun in energy, putting energy into a game so that we can be successful. We also got to find fun in making mistakes too, as long as we can recover from them. This is a game that needs to be fun. I've watched most of you guys play a long time, and I've seen you have fun in this game. And at the high school level, we got to find that fun again. And it can't always be at practice. It's got to be during the games as well. I've asked you this question before, and the idea is this. Who wants to play hockey? The question is not who's the best at playing hockey. The question is who wants to play. Flat out, shift in, shift out. I want to put 5 guys out there who are just itching to go play. When I offer up JV opportunities, I'm looking for folks to look at me and say and tell me, Coach, I want to play. I don't want the answer, if you need me. That drives me absolutely batty because that tells me that you don't want to play. It's a favor to the Ice Cats program that you play at the JV level. Well, it isn't. It isn't. And that's one of the things I'm going to work hard to change. It's not a favor to go play down at the JV level. I want kids who want to play hockey. And it doesn't matter what team you play on, whether it's JV or varsity. It doesn't matter when or what time. You're just willing to say, I'm ready to play hockey, no matter what. And that's freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. It doesn't matter what position you are either. All of us need to feel that way, that we just want to go out and play the game. I've said this before at the beginning of the year too. This is an opportunity for you. There are so many kids that don't get an opportunity to do what you guys do on a daily basis. They just don't get that opportunity. You don't have to play hockey. You get to play hockey. You get to suit up. You get to put an Ice Cat jersey on, and you get to go out and compete on a daily basis. I think most of you would sit there and go, it's not a big deal if we take 1 or 2 days off. But once we start taking 3, 4, 5 days off, you start to really realize what the opportunity is, and your desire and your hunger increase. We got to find that on a daily basis. Every day you strap on those skates, you tie them up, you say, I am so fired up to play hockey because it's an opportunity. You get a huge opportunity here in this geographic region. We are the only high school that plays high school hockey for miles. We're the only team for miles that competes at this level. And you're on it. You have a number, you have a jersey, you have an opportunity to make a difference in hockey in this region. Do not take that decision lightly. Don't take that responsibility lightly, because we don't. And if you don't see this as an opportunity, let us know. We'll find another opportunity for you. This is something that plagues us over and over and over again. Our hype, our lack of desire, our lack of hunger leads to a lack of attention to detail. When you don't care about whether you're playing or not, you really could care less how good the pass you're making to your partner is. You could care less about how hard you're pushing the puck. You could care less about covering somebody in front. You could care less about whether the goal goes in or not. So all of these things, we're just taken for granted. We are completely taking everything for granted. You know how to shoot. You feel confident you know how to shoot. You feel confident you know how to pass. You feel confident you know how to skate. So it's like when coaches talk to you about it, that can't be the reason, because deep down you know you're good at these things. That's the minute you start taking things for granted. Okay, we can't take anything for granted anymore. We have to focus on every pass, every shot, every stride of us skating. That's what's going to move us to the next level. We need to get back to the basics and pay attention to the details, because in the end, the details are what's killing us. Mental focus. You hear me talk about this at practice all the time. When you're passing the puck, are you thinking about who's receiving it? Are you thinking about what hand they are? Are you thinking about what speed you need to pass the puck at? Does it need to be a blistering pass from side to side? What's going on in your head when 3 forwards are coming down on 2 defensemen? What's really going on in your head? What's going on in your head when you're in the front of the net? What should you be thinking about? What should you be thinking about as we're breaking the puck out? What should you be thinking about when we've had a 45-second shift in our own end? All these things we've talked about, the coaches have talked to you about. The difference is now in a game, they've got to be forefront in your mind. And yet I'm pretty sure we hear on the bench what's forefront in your mind. And currently it's a lot of complaints. So I would say, let's make sure we focus on what we need to focus on and stay strong mentally. Because as the season progresses,